so far. Happy new month as well. We are in the month of August. And this week, I wanted to talk to you about divine ideas. And before I really get into it, I think it's only right that I give you a definition of what divine ideas are for the sake of this discussion. And what a divine idea is really just an idea that comes to you. It comes to you randomly. It's a deviation from your train of thought in that moment or your train of thought in general. It's loud, but it's quiet. I believe that brilliance comes to us all in whispers. And the more open you are to accepting it, the more you hear these ideas, like something will just be like a little whisper in your spirit or like in your conscience that's like, go this way, do that. And sometimes it's do a bunch of that, like a random idea for greatness, something that you never would have considered, right? And I'm sure we've probably all heard inception stories of amazing brands, companies, products where the founders like I was just sitting around thinking about something and the idea just came to me. It just came to me. I don't know how else to put it, right? And it can also be considered like a heavenly download because things don't just happen out of nowhere. They happen rooted in divinity, right? So it can even show up as random clarity and direction. You're stressed out and overwhelmed, and all of a sudden, this calm just overtakes you. You don't know where it's coming from, you don't know how it happened, but next thing you know, you're just calm and you know exactly what you need to do, how you need to do it, more so than the frazzled nature that you were in literally just a moment prior. And it also shows up as something that resonates and takes a hold of your thoughts. You get this idea and the next thing you cannot shake it. It's taking over. It's in your mind constantly. You're thinking about it. It's growing on itself. It's ruminating. It's you can't shake it. That's just pretty much it. You go to bed at night thinking about it. You wake up thinking about it. Even if you're doing nothing about it, it's it's stuck to you because it's meant for you. And until you get to the bottom of it, whatever that looks like, it might be taking the first step, it might be seeing it all the way through. You're not gonna have peace. It just rubs you the wrong way in the right way because you're meant to have it. And until you take action, your inaction is not going to sit well with your spirit because it's divine. Um, and it's divine because it's higher than you. It's higher than your thoughts. So it's greater than the expectations you had for yourself, the things that you thought you were personally capable of doing. You get this divine idea that is bigger than anything that you could even fathom yourself to be able to do by yourself or for yourself. And even though it's higher, it just seems good and it feels so right, right? It's also higher than or it's larger than your present capabilities. So it's higher than your thoughts, higher than what you see yourself doing, and larger than your present capabilities. So working at a position where the average rate of growth in terms of a yearly or yeah an annual raise is about 10%, and the next moment you get this feeling that next year I'm hitting like a hot multiple six figures, and right now I'm somewhere in the like mid to low five-figure range. So something that it's like I don't even see where this is coming from based on the natural and expected progression of growth. This doesn't seem possible. And based on my capabilities, I don't see how this could happen. So, this is why it's divine. It's something so big that you wouldn't have even come up with it yourself. And even if you did come up with it yourself, it might not feel so real or so capable as a reality if it weren't for the fact that it was divinely inspired, right? And if your idea is divinely inspired, one of the key things that you need to take away is that you should always tap back into divinity for guidance on your next steps. I find that this is one of those things where I don't know why this is what I was just like kind of compelled to talk about today. Probably because it's something that I go through myself. It's like you get a God idea, you get that idea, something that's so big, and then you hit the ground running, which is lovely, right? But at the same time, when you hit the ground running, it starts to feel real. You start to get that momentum, things start to look good. But in that excitement, we forget the fact that it didn't come from us. It's not rooted in us. And yes, it's for us, but it's important to always take a moment to go back and seek continued guidance. Yes, you're on this path because it feels right and it's meant to be, but remember where it came from. And in those moments where you start to feel lost or overwhelmed, go back to the source. Thank you, Father, you gave me this idea. I'm grateful for it. I'm on the way. This is what you've shown me to do so far. Please continue to direct me as I continue to do more of it, right? You don't just want to hit the ground running, because hitting the ground running is great. Of course, when you get that divine idea, as I said, if you don't do the work you're supposed to do, it's just going to continue to like bother you and stir you up and sit in your consciousness until you do what you need to do. But execution is the difference between an idea and a tangible product. We know this to be a fact, but this is not a race that you should ever run yourself, because you weren't even enlightened to the fact that there was a track until it was downloaded into you, right? So the source that gave you the idea is absolutely imperative in the completion and success of said idea. You cannot do it by yourself. And I think usually when we start to feel that unwavering sense of overwhelm, it's because we are carrying more of the load than is duly ours. And this is not just for ideas, it's in life. Like sometimes we take on the burden of carrying other people's burdens for them, and it becomes unbearably heavy. And that's because it's not meant for us to carry by ourselves or even carry at all. And that's the same things with these grandiose expectations, right? Like if something feels larger than your present capabilities, and yet it feels very tangible and possible, if you just tap into your present capabilities, it won't be enough. And if you try to do it by yourself, you're going to feel drained, exhausted, discouraged, sad, and all of these negative things that you don't have to feel, right? Because the person who gave you, the spirit who gave you this idea is able to do that and so much more. So if you're not tapping into that source, the energy is not going to come from you. Because if it was going to come from you, you probably would have came up with that idea within your line of thought, and it wouldn't feel so big and so large, right? So it's important that we don't lose sight of that. And this is about divine ideas, of course, but as I said, it works in many other parts of our lives where when things are bigger than us, it's important for us to tap back into where it came from, right? So don't go it alone in general. Don't go it alone. There's really absolutely no need to. And when we take on more than we should by ourselves, when there are many resources available, physical and non-physical, we are taking on, like I have started to think of it as a God complex, and I believe I've spoken about this before, where you feel like you have to do everything because if you don't do it, who else is going to do it? And the question I have is, who do you think you are that things are going to fall apart in your absence? Or who do you think you are that you something is bigger than you and you decide you want to do it by yourself as if you're big enough to do it? And there is absolutely nothing wrong in admitting that we need help and support. Trust me, my life now is built around asking. I ask for everything, and the best part about it is that asking you shall receive, right? It's really beautiful. So, and part of the issue with going alone is that I'm not saying you won't make it. Like, I'm don't get me wrong, I'm not discouraging you. I'm not saying you're not capable. I'm just saying that going alone will slow you down for no reason. Carrying more weight than you need to run the marathon means that that weight is pulling you back, and reducing the speed at which you can gain momentum, accelerate, and reach your destination. So it's just logical that why would we do that to ourselves, you know? And when you're stuck, when you're confused, when you don't have clarity, just like I said in the beginning, that a divine idea comes to you and it could feel like random clarity and direction. When that clarity disappears, you have access to a well that never runs dry. When something is given to you, it's given to you because it's what you can bear, and you're never given more than what you can bear. But when it starts to feel like that, it's because you're not tapping into the necessary resources. So I just want you guys to remember that you have access to a well that never runs dry. And this could be a prayer. This can be asking for guidance. This could be my good friend Google. This could be reading a book on somebody who has done it before and seeing the parts of it that can resonate and relate to you. Don't go it alone. There's absolutely no need. And I don't know who needed to hear this today, but don't carry that weight by yourself. There's no need to. And trust me, people who tend to carry that weight by themselves and want to do it by themselves, they tend to do that not only with their own stuff, but also with the burdens of others. And I'm I'm telling you this from personal experience that it will probably be a pleasure for those people who you have helped to be given the opportunity to help you as well. And you giving them that opportunity shows that you trust them, that you see greatness in them, that they have the skills required for you to get to where you want to be, just like you do, which is why they always tap into you, and it would be their pleasure. So, yes, this is about divine ideas, but it kind of went further. I think that was just the starting point, and this kind of deviated into a lot more. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you next Wednesday. Bye.